Okay, officially live.
Woohoo!
Success. So before we get into our first live playthrough, that's going to go on the campaign page after we're done. It's nice to do a little reflection, I guess, on the first, what has it been, 6 or 7 hours of the campaign. I think we're currently at 21 backers, I think. So yeah, we're already, oh, we're up to 22. We just got another one. There we go. Nice. So yeah, 117 pounds pledged of a 30-pound funding goal. It's a good start. A lot of friends and family on there, a lot of supporters from our past campaign lander. Good to see some familiar faces on that backer list. Yeah, it's great to see support for a new game, and hopefully over the next few weeks we can grow that number organically, and yeah, just continue to introduce more people to the Kaimas universe.
And unlock those stretch goals.
Yes, yeah, that's true. We've already unlocked 2. We didn't really know how quickly we'd fund or not fund, so it's great to already unlock 2 of them. We've got a low ink printer friendly version of the game where we've used a lot of grayscale to reduce the amount of ink for that version of the game, so it's a little easier for those who want to conserve on that and just keen to get the components printed out. But maybe more interesting than that is the second stretch goal that we unlocked, which is the solo game experience. We know a lot of board gamers, especially print and play gamers, love to have a solo mode. We like it too when we're separated and we're not able to play together. So it's it's one that we're currently developing. So we'll have it ready in time for the end of the campaign. And yeah, I think you guys will really like it, and it tries to pull through a lot of the key mechanics and themes and experiences that you get in a full player game, but again, distilling that down so you're able to have a streamlined experience as a single player. So we'll be able to share more details about that as the campaign goes along. But yeah, an exciting start to the campaign. Shall we get into the game, Dan?
Yes. Been
Awesome.
waiting all day for this.
Waiting for several days because we've been quite busy getting the campaign page ready, so it's nice to finally have time to actually get in for a game. So yeah, we've got the game set up in tabletop. You can see here we've scripted some of the setup steps. We're still tinkering with it a bit before we have the final version ready for download at the end of the campaign. But you'll get a flavor just in the next couple minutes about how it's set up. So essentially, you come in, you see the game. Everyone's got to pick their player colors. So, Dan, what color do you want to be?
I'll go orange.
You got orange? Okay, I'll go across from you, so I'll take pink. It's just a nice change from the standard red, yellow, green, blue. So, okay, so we've picked our colors. Then we click next. Have all players selected the colors? Yes, they have. And now we can get started. So we just click start game. We can see some things happen. Some cards were shuffled. Our initial roster of active projects has been dealt out. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty much good to go. I mean, that's the beauty of this one. It's a quick setup, so there's not too much scripting involved, but yeah, it's all ready to go for us. So yeah,
Unfortunately,
Dan.
I have noted something that didn't make the scripting.
That's interesting. This is why we do this. So as I said, still a work in progress. We'll get those belt cards to come through. Cool. Well, I'm going to pass the dice to you, Dan. You can have the first roll to see who goes first.
Thank you very much, sir.
Lead us off.
Let's give it a good
shake.
strong roll.
A solid 1.
A solid 1. What I like to do is
he's waited all week for this game, and that's how you're starting it off. Okay.
I like to get my bad
and
rolls
a 6
out of the way early game.
Wow,
That's
this
is
is like the last time we played. Your rolls were low to quite low. Okay, cool. So I will start, but first we got to deal out resources blindly from the raid deck. So I will deal to us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another little bug we still need to fix is that it deals these cards to players that are not currently in the game. So this is on the snagging list before we finish this up, but it's okay for now. Just drop these back in here, shuffle them up. So we've all got our resources. That means we're ready to start the game. So on me to start, and I am going to take a quick look at the projects here, see what we're working towards. Ooh. I think I have to start with going directly to the cave. So I'm going to approach the cave. Cave people. So you can put down 2 or 3 resources of the same type in the cave, guaranteed to get them to your stockpile. It just takes a little bit of time, and then you're kind of diagramming your move because everyone can see what's in there. So I'm going to start with 3 food in the cave.
I like
That
it.
is my turn. Yep.
I wonder what mission you are going for.
Well, I mean, all I'm going to say is I'm a big fan of storage silos. But I mean, there's food on a lot of them, so you know, could be useful for a few things.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's more useful for storage silos.
You're not wrong.
Okay. I'm going to take this opportunity. And I'm going to approach the checkpoint.
Ooh, an early potential smuggle. Oh, I always hate it when the opponents approach the checkpoint. It's just like, gotta make a decision right off the bat. Just putting through a titanium, eh? Interesting. Okay, so that's your go. So to start my go, my cave people do their thing, moving along. That's what we like to see. I only have 2 resources in my hand, so I think I'm gonna raid. Come on, 6. That's a 2. That's not a good raid. 2
So
on the yield scale. Oh, sorry.
it's
It's a
2.
1. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're here. That's my bad. So yeah, we're at the middle point. So 2 resources from the raid deck blindly. So
should have gone into separatist stores. That's
should have gone
I'm
into
saying.
stores. Yep. This is the thing. Sometimes we're worried that that action doesn't get used enough, but it's really we're just poor smuggler players. that's what I've learned. A real smuggler would make that choice. Okay, so your turn now. So your resources move along to the second point on the conveyor. I said resources. It could just be resource. I don't want to presume.
It's for you to place a marker if.
I still got time. I don't have to place it yet.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Still
true.
thinking.
So yeah, my go. I'm gonna raid.
Yeah, classic raid. Ah, he was saving his good rolls for the raids.
Yeah.
So that's a 3 resource kind of raid. Not bad.
Indeed.
Okay, back to me. So these 3 move up, so they're past the safety point now. So that means I could put more things into the cave now, if I wanted. You got to think carefully about what comes down here, what ends up in your stockpile, because you've only got the 10 slots. So you don't want to throw resources in there that you don't want or don't need to complete the projects. So that's something to consider. I feel like it's time for me to approach the checkpoint as well. So I'm going to grab these empty cargo and I'm going to mix them around in case Dan's watching where my cards are. Once I've mixed them around, I'm then going to decide which 3 I'm going to put on the belt. And I too am declaring titanium. And now,
very nice too.
Just before my turn ends, I have to make a decision. Am I going to inspect Dan's cargo? It's very difficult early game. Maybe he's trying to pull a quick one past me. Maybe he's just putting it down to bluff me, to then make me lose one of my inspect cargo tokens, which then puts me at a disadvantage later game. So it's that classic put your opponent in an uncomfortable situation kind of thing. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm inspecting him. Final answer. Your turn.
Well, at the start of a player's turn, all resources on the belt move up first, and then it is the inspecting player's honor.
Oh, he was telling the truth. Well bluffed. That hurts.
So a marker
Enjoy your titanium.
has been used. And then
exposed.
for my go proper, I will put 3 energy in the cave.
Nice play. Okay, so it's my turn. So first things on the belt move. So titanium gets into position there. Oh, actually, sorry, we didn't change the belt cards when you were
Oh
honest.
yeah, so I was honest.
Yeah.
But
So,
grab those.
yeah. Don't even know
So
our own game here.
an honest declaration passing through the checkpoint
So here
means that the marker moves from 2 to 1.
Yep. And the logic there is that because people are being honest, the GCC are like, oh, well, we don't need to put as many resources into inspecting cargo now. We need to go fortify our defenses to stop against raids. So as a result, we can now go faster through the checkpoints. But if we try to raid, the raid yields are much worse. So doesn't bode well for us if we want to get resources via raids. But it also means we can push things through the checkpoint much quicker. So that technically happened after you went. So you still
Yep,
have the
so
option if you want to inspect me, you can before I take my action.
I'm not going to check you. If you're smuggling, then well played.
So goes to the inspection room just for a record. I was also being honest. 2 honest guys. What is this? Honest tradespeople of Kaimas. But hey,
So
I saved a turn. That was the beauty of it, because yours was on the belt for 2 turns. Mine was only on the belt for 1. So there was some subtle advantage to going after you there. So I wouldn't have been saying that if you'd been lying, because then it would have cost me an extra turn. So,
but the key thing is that this marker has moved down into
even
the
further now. Yeah, this is the
lower 1
danger zone.
position.
So if we're honest again one more time, then the GCC is going to start raiding us potentially. So, yeah, there's an incentive to lie in this game. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, mine went through the checkpoint safely. My cave people also moved up, so they're 1 away from bringing that food home. I've got some resources. I got to decide what to do with them.
I think you should raid. It's the raid yield table's looking good for you right now.
The raid is bad to quite bad.
I'm pretty sure you'd like a 1 blind resource.
The way I roll, yeah, it's not going to be very good. I mean, probability says you're going to get 2 resources on a raid blindly, or I could just take 2 I want of different types from colony stores. So you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to take 1 water, and I'll take a titanium. No, take a food. It's like I've never played this game before.
No,
don't do that. Yeah. Okay, so that was my go.
Okay, nice.
Over to you, Orange.
Okay, so my
cave
people move my energy along, and looking at what's going on, I am going to take a food and an energy. Your go, sir.
Nice. Okay, so cave people finally made it to their destination. It's nice to see. And whew, difficult decision now, how to play this. To be careful, so the checkpoint. So yeah, if someone's being honest,
Yeah.
yeah, so if someone's honest on the next attempted smuggle at the checkpoint, then there's 33% chance that we're all losing a resource from our stockpile, which would be awful. 33% chance we lose a resource from our inventory, which is also not great because the rating's not so good, although this would then slide back, so rating would become a bit better value. Or we all lose one resource from
Each
separatist
pile.
stores. Yeah, so I mean, we've already started to eat into these, so yeah, tricky. But of course, that's only if someone's being honest. If someone's being dishonest, then wouldn't be the case. So, a few things to consider there. I think what I will do is approach the checkpoint. So, take my 2 cargo. We're still playing with the idea of maybe starting with the cargo in your hand instead of picking it up. That's one thing that we've been play testing a bit, just cause then you don't have to keep picking it up and putting it back down, and it helps avoid counting cards, but not quite there yet. So I'm gonna go with these guys, and I'll put them on my little checkpoint there. That's my go.
Very nice. So my energy continues moving through the cave.
Nice.
And I'm going to put some food in the cave.
One of them cave people.
It's my turn.
Nice. So not checking this?
Now, my logic is that you think that I think that you won't be honest because you don't want to sacrifice this, but you're willing to sacrifice this and potentially lose the titanium. And therefore, you're not smuggling to bring this up, and you're willing to take the sacrifice hit potentially and go this way to try and bait me because you might think that I was thinking you might want to bluff this to move it in the other way. So I'm not checking under
On that
those
basis.
on that
Okay.
basis,
I
and we'll
appreciate
see.
the commentary and the thought process. Oh, you can flip it.
We'll see if you were lying. Oh, I got it right.
Yeah, you're on a roll. 2 for 2. It was a tough decision, but that's where I landed. So because of that, as we were saying, this goes here, and then we roll the die. See what happens. Oh.
Goes off the table is what happens.
Re-roll. Okay, I'll start from back here. Get a little more space. And it's a 3, which means
Lose a resource from our inventory.
Yeah. I've seen worse. We both have 4 in our inventory, so that's not too bad. I'm gonna dump an energy.
Nice. I
What
will
about you?
dump a water.
Those damn GCC operatives raiding our store or raiding our inventory. So that's moved, so then these guys can all go back in their pile. I guess really we shouldn't even be putting them on green and blue, but simple. Thematically, it's cool to see, but yeah, it's extra work. So that was the end of my turn then.
So you had the water go through. It
Oh
came
wait.
through,
Oh no, yeah.
re-rolled.
So that wasn't my turn. Yeah. Sorry.
So, yeah, now it's your turn.
Right. That's right. Um,
Who
I
made
think.
this game?
Yeah. Doesn't even know what he's doing. I think I'll raid. Raiding is a little better value now. Yeah, a 4. That's. I can take a 4. That's a 3 resources.
Gotta love them resources.
Yep. That's ironic. Okay, over to you.
Okay, so those move up.
Yep.
Those move up. And I'm gonna take 2 of these bad boys. And I'm going to approach the checkpoint.
Here we go again.
It's your
Nicely
turn,
done.
sir.
Um, what to do? What to do? I think. I think I'll approach the cave.
Oh,
Your turn.
strong play. Okay, belt resources move up. Cave resources move up.
Love the parallel processing.
And for my turn, I'm going to reserve a pipeline project. Just
I thought
before
about reserving it on my turn, but I didn't.
you can take it from me. Your turn, sir.
It's tough. I was gonna do it, but I didn't have anything on any of the tracks, so it's just feels like kind of a waste to do that. Nothing moving in a turn because you kind of just burned it. That's okay. So these guys move up, and I'm. Do I want to play that? I think I'll. Tough, 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 tough. I'm gonna harvest. So I'll just take 2 resources from colony stores. I'll take a water, and I'll take a titanium.
Very
Your
nice
turn.
too. So my energy moves up. No marker on it. It would have been the perfect time to bluff, but I did not get. Did not burn one of those
You're not
valuable
fooling me.
markers.
Not fooling me this time.
The food moves up.
Oh, sorry. Just before we go, so because you were honest, this comes down here.
Yeah.
Now the two belt cards come on.
And then for my turn, I'm going to approach the checkpoint.
Guess who's back?
Okay. There we go.
Nice.
It's your turn, sir.
Yes. So energy moves up. I've got some interesting decisions to make here. We know Dan's food is going to transfer on his next turn. He'll then have enough to do that one in his that he's reserved. Bonus is 3 cards to the inventory, which is perfect because he's out of cards. So he's played that brilliantly. he's also got this guy on the track. He's either going to shoot through something quick or like potentially smuggle in some resources under there, positioning him for the next project, or he's hoping that I'll call his bluff and burn another check. Either way, he's probably happy because it hasn't cost him a lot if he loses those resources. So I got a decision to make there. But I guess the bigger decision for me is, do I try to sabotage him and prevent him from doing that mission potentially? So I think this is the point in the game where you have to try to do that. The value is good because if I can hit him, unless he's smuggled exactly what I take under that card and I don't check it, it's very difficult for him to be able to do that right away. So I've got a 1/3 chance. I'm going to go for it. And after I roll this, I'll then decide if I'm going to inspect him. So we're hoping for a 5 or 6 for anyone watching this back.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Oh, it's a
No!
6. And that's why we call it a push your luck game. Because if I missed, I was basically losing a turn for that. But instead, hold myself back in. And the advantage is I get it in my my stockpile, so I can kind of think about what I might want as well. Unfortunately, not too excited about either of those resource types, but I will take a titanium. So that was my turn. Now I have to decide if I'm going to inspect this or not. Oh, it's very difficult. I'm going to inspect them. Probably regret that, but it's what I'm doing.
It's fair. Okay,
Your turn.
start my turn. You get the honor.
Oh, he was being honest again.
Just they call me Honest Dan. That's that's my nickname around these parts.
Oh, wow.
So pleased I've managed to burn 2 markers. So the water comes in. Just for my OCD, I've got the food next, and then the water in my stockpile.
Yep.
The marker moves.
Yep.
From 1 to the lower 1.
Back to the danger zone.
Back to the danger zone. And I'm gonna collect resources from separatist stores. So I'm gonna take a titanium, surprisingly.
That's a bold play.
Along with maybe an energy. There we go. Let's see how we do that.
Nicely done. So, whoa, just picked up my whole map. Let's lock that in. So, energy almost there. I will then approach the checkpoint. Because why wouldn't you?
Got a lot of cards in that inventory.
And in the stockpile.
And in the stockpile. Yeah, your turn's ahead of me.
And so this is another fun little element, is Dan's got to ask himself, would I be bluffing now, given that I've got 3 energy coming in and only 1 slot available after that on my next turn? So if I put extra stuff in here, I'm basically going to be binning something. So I think that's an interesting question to pose. And if I was being honest, then I'm pushing us into that territory again where we might get raided. So neither seem particularly fun and useful. No one's got anything on the Master Smuggler track, so maybe I'm trying to make a play to move up that track. But also maybe I'm just trying to get him to burn a check on an honest one. So I don't know. I don't know how I would play it if I was you.
Well, looking at the missions,
Projects.
the projects, you've got 3 energy coming in. put titanium down, the water is then valuable. The 3 energy, the titanium, and the water means you've got 3 food that you can burn, but then you take an extra turn to reserve the project. So looking at it, if you've smuggled in an extra resource or 2 just to push yourself along the track, if you're willing to burn it, I actually think that it's perhaps more advantageous to just take this mission off the table, not use a check either way, and my go is reserving that project.
Ooh.
And
Nicely done.
I've run out of reserved project markers, but that play might mess you up more than
Another play.
another play.
Yep. That was an
So
interesting one.
that's my strategy. It's over to you. I'm not checking.
Yep. I mean, I think that was a great strategy. I loved the way you logicked that out. I was eyeing that project potentially. So yeah, I thought that was a good move.
The very unfortunate thing about that is that I've just burned a reserve pipeline project, which is really valuable because I don't have any more. And the reason it was a terrible play is because the card underneath it is exactly what your same resources would enable you to complete.
Yeah,
So
and this was the thing. Like I'll have three, and basically 3 titanium when that comes through. So I was feeling pretty confident I could do a lot of things. And I mean, it's not a bad thing because now you can just work towards these 2, and I can't really affect you if you choose to play it that way. But yeah, you lose a little bit of flexibility later in the game to try to put me in a bind early game. So I think there's a value in that. But yeah, I was honest. Because well, I didn't need to lie. It's basically my reasoning. So that comes through. This pushes us here. So we're getting rated again. Order of operations is important because this happens before my cave people bring the energy onto the board. So if we have to discard from the stockpile, I can't discard any energy. So gotta roll first. A 2.
it is a stockpile hit.
Oh, a stockpile hit. No one likes that. Oh, that's devastating.
That is.
Oh,
I'm going to
boo.
bin the water.
Yeah, I mean, basically have to bin the water as well. I mean, I could bin a food, I suppose. Yeah, I'll bin a food.
Nice to immediately like signpost which direction you're going in.
Yeah, I know I don't like to telegraph, but I mean, so many things, everything has water except for this one. So, or I guess in that one. So, just didn't want to give it up. Okay, so we've done that move.
So this comes back round to 2.
Yep,
And
and
the
belt
cards
changes.
go back.
Yep. Then the cave people continue their quest to the cave, or to the stockpile, I should say. So that's all well and good. And yeah, I will reserve a pipeline project. It's my turn.
I bet you will.
Snag this guy. Not that you can take it from me. It's just I don't want to do the ones that are active. So
Yep.
happy to
Yeah, you
grab that
basically
one.
have to reserve it.
Yep.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, that was my go.
go. do that.
Oh, sorry, what was your turn? Oh, you're approaching the checkpoint.
Yep. Your turn.
Nice. I think I'll. Yeah, I'll do it this way. I'll do the project that I brought down here.
Oh, it's got 3 nice resources on it. It's a nice one.
So there's 3 energy, 1 food, 3 titanium. So it does deplete my stockpile, but good to get something on the board. Let's go here. So then we bring down. We don't bring down one because I was doing it from my own personal inventory. So we then I get my reward, which is 3 cards from the raid deck. Nice. And then we roll the dice to see what the project impact's going to be. So again, 33% chance of a few different things happening. We may be drawing 3 resources from the raid deck and adding them to the separatist stores. We might each be able to draw a resource from separatist stores into our inventory, or we may get a project impact card, which is always fun.
They're my favorite.
They are nice. We got a 1. What's that?
Ooh.
That is draw 3 resources from the raid deck and add them to separatist stores.
I
So
mean,
we've got
they're getting a little bit low.
so water, that's a nice top up. Energy, nice top up. Water again. That's all
Interesting.
fairly balanced. Yep. So yeah,
Nice.
that was my go. So I got 3 points of influence out of 10 on my way.
Well done.
On my way. On my
Okay.
way.
That moves up.
Yep.
And I'm going to take this opportunity to raid. Yes!
The big
4
one.
shiny resources.
It's a nice time for a 6.
Take it. Your turn, sir.
It is my turn. Which way do we want to go here? I think I'll approach the checkpoint.
It's nice to have so many resources in your hand.
It is. Isn't a bad thing.
It's a great reward on that mission because it really enables you to get all the way down low and then like very quickly get back up with in very few turns.
Yeah.
So the other thing in the consideration about working toward the water treatment one that I reserved was that the bonus is another 3. So if I can potentially chain link these together, I mean, I know there's a lot of turns between it, but I'm hopeful that with both of them doing the +3, that it's it's a good strategy. The other option, which is on the storage silo, is add 1 shipment at the cave of up to any 3 resources, and that's significant because you can only put 2 or 3 of the same resource type through the cave. So the ability to put like 1 of each is really cool. But my concern is that as we're getting later into the game, that those 4 turns for those resources to come through then might become a problem.
Hmm.
So, knowing what I'm going for first, I think that having these 2 3s is perhaps better than having an anything going through the cave as
Yeah.
you go into the late game. Um, I think early game that's probably really valuable because you can get all of those like single resources in, which could make the difference between a number of different projects.
Yeah. So I got to make a tough decision here. Am I going to check your cargo or not? It's really difficult because I can see that if you bring that titanium over, you've got what you can do. You do the project easy. So why would you put that at risk by putting other resources under there? So right off the bat, it feels like a silly one to inspect. However, you know that I know that. So you know that I've already burned a couple markers. So you might be thinking like, hey, maybe now's the time, and you put one or two under there. Not only can you do your project and get the 3 cards into your inventory as a reward, but now you've already like jumped ahead with more resources in your stockpile, and you're moving up the master smuggler track.
Mhm.
So there's a reason to go both ways for you, just as there's a reason for me to check or not check. Um,
The great thing is that knowing you know that
you,
might
you,
have gone
it's,
honest just to double bluff you.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know what you're hoping for. You're probably, I feel like you'd be more disappointed if I checked and you had smuggled, because then it was like a good use of a check, even though I'm almost out. And then you're potentially, because these belts would move up, so then you'd be many turns away from getting a titanium back. Um, Now maybe you're okay with that because you're playing the long game, but for that reason, I'm not going to check. But I can easily see a scenario where this is like 2 or 3 resources, and I'm going to be very upset. So, and there's the scenario. It's the classic triple bluff.
I knew what you were going to do, so I double bluff and triple bluffed you into
Yeah.
it.
I just honestly, I was okay with that because I didn't want to go down to a point where I had only one inspect cargo token left. So I basically look at it as like I used the earlier ones incorrectly, so now I'm paying the price. So great play. You put me in a tough situation, and now you're up to 2 on the master smuggler track. So when you get your next one through, then you would be the master smuggler if you weren't checked.
The other really interesting thing about this is because we haven't experienced it in the game so far, is that the checkpoint control moves up to the 3 position.
Yep.
And that means that there are now 3 turns on the belt. But as you can see from the revealed position 3, the belt now supports 2 cargoes. So uh, we're in a situation where as soon as this one moves up, Sean could, if he wanted to, place another cargo straight away, and then put me in a bind as to, very quickly you can start to burn these checks. And as you can see, you don't want to get down to a low number and be in these uncomfortable positions. So
Yeah. Join me.
you have
Why
to be
won't you join me?
you have to be careful.
Yeah.
So
So
the
that was just the start of your
yeah,
turn.
that was
So now
just the
it's
start of
your
my
turn.
turn.
You can do the project if you so choose.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to do the mill. So there's 4 energy, the 2 food, and the 1 titanium.
It's a great play.
Thank you, sir. And as I was you know, giving commentary on before, I really like these 2 missions just from the perspective of hoping to chain link them together. So there's my 3 cards, which is nice. I've already got an energy and a water in with that smuggle. So I'm sort of working my way toward that. Um, and yeah, so I've got those. The reward's been paid, and now we move forward to roll the dice for the project impact.
Come
So
on, something cool.
4.
Ooh,
Oh, we can
nice.
all draw a resource from separatist stores.
We like that.
Um, you know what? I am. It's a tough one. I could go in many different directions. I'm going to take food.
Huh. Wouldn't have expected that. Tough to know. I think I'll take food as well. Okay, so that is your turn finished.
Yep.
So we're both at 3 points right now. 3 points of influence. We both have 2 resources in our stockpile. You have a reserved project. I do not. You're a little further ahead on the master smuggler, so you're closer to that 3 points.
I can all
both
swing around very quickly.
Yeah, we both have a bunch of stuff in our inventories.
I think the key
So
differential in the game at the moment is I have 4 inspect cargo markers to your 2.
Yep.
And that feels
Feels like trouble.
Yeah, it feels like trouble.
Yep. I would have to agree. It's
a tough choice as well, because it's a great time to go raiding, but we've both got loads of resources, so
I got to put those resources to work.
yeah. No point getting 5 resources when you've already got 8 in your inventory with a max limit of 10.
Exactly. I think I'm going to go to the cave.
I like it. I like it a lot. Ooh. Hello. I heard you like storage silos at the start of this game.
I'm partial to the storage silos. What can I say?
I did hear that about you. Just so, I mean, as this is a race game, my turn is I'm going to go to the cave with 3 food. Just one of us might let the race begin. I mean, you are a turn in front of me, so
I like that. Okay, so this moves up, and then this moves up, and then I will take 2 cargo. Prepare to put a second shipment on the belt.
Will.
Get on there. We're gonna clear water, and that's my go.
Okay, so our resources move up.
As they always do. The cargo must flow.
Cargo must flow. It is an important point. It's a tough one. And this is where I think the game becomes really quite exciting, because one of these 2 is a smuggle. I just know it. I know that Sean feels in some respect like he's behind, even though we're even. I think maybe it's a psychological thing because of the number of inspections, and he's basically gonna try and play my
Play my game
out.
when no one is around you.
And my reasoning is that one of them is a smuggle, is that
It's a card counter.
You basically are in a position where, with 2 of those on the track, you know that I'll probably just use 1 marker, so it's sort of 50-50 as to which one. The decision is this was loaded on before it went to 3. And the energy doesn't really look like it aligns with anything. Whereas the water aligns with both these missions really well. And you've already got 3 food coming in here. So I think that that one is honest. I think that one is dishonest.
Gonna put a token on there.
I think that one is dishonest only from the fact that at the stage in the game, I think that you might have psychologically felt like you were just stepping behind and you felt like you needed to sort of put some skin in the game. And also I'm 2 up here and I just don't like the energy. I just don't like the energy. I'm basing my entire play here on the fact that I think that you're willing to ditch this versus willing to ditch this. So that is my anytime order. Now I've done that during my go because it's actually my turn now. But I just wanted to talk that through in my own mind to kind of get my thoughts out loud. And at this point, I'm going to approach the checkpoint. And it is your turn, sir.
It's a spell card here. Oop.
Oh, he was honest on this one.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I got him.
You were worried there for a second. I thought about doing the double bluff of like my 5th or 6th honest one in a row, and with energy on top for the same reason you just logicked out that why would he doesn't need energy, maybe he's just gonna burn it, but couldn't bring myself to do it, so goes back.
Play the player.
Sorry, this goes back to
read the table, play the player.
Yes, exactly. So well done. This moves up here.
Okay, people move up.
Yep.
It's quite an interesting point now because
and we moved we moved here, so we're
we moved there.
one place closer to getting another check, which is also interesting.
So with this is an interesting opportunity because we've got the possibility to put 2 on the belt and 2 in the cave. So if you're going to be moving resources into your stockpile, I guess it's sort of the number of turns safely or the risk versus reward on that belt. I really like the fact that you could put 2 on the belt and then I think this is honest, so it's a really great time to put me in an uncomfortable position again as to what's going on with this one.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, yeah, because mine will get checked first and it'll change the belt state, then yours will have to respond to that change, and then if I put another one on, it would respond again. So
yeah,
and we could be shooting around a 2, or we could be coming back down. So there's definitely some moving parts there. I think rating's good right now, so I think I'm gonna raid for now. Get it while it's good. Where is the dice? The die, I should say. Where is the die?
Right there. One.
That's about as bad as it gets.
Well, it's still 3 resources.
It's about as bad as it gets.
Okay,
All right.
so my shipment moves up. My cave people move up. And I'm going to load 3 water at the cave entrance.
It's thirsty. Okay, so this moves up. This moves up.
So that's 3. So that could be 2 water. Should be a great play.
I will approach the checkpoint. It's difficult. I got to think about, because the belt will change 2 states, or well, I guess it may not, but it potentially could shift 2 times, so it could end up. It's either going to be like this, or it's going to be at the 2 level, whether it goes this way or back around that way. So it's going to be in here. Interesting. Just thinking about how quickly stuff could pass through or
Yeah,
not.
suddenly you're like,
Suddenly,
oh,
like, oh no, now I've got everything in my stockpile that I didn't want. So there's that element to it as well.
the worst thing is that your stockpile has like 3, or you've got the 4 food, and let's say that that's an honest one, and you've got 2 water, and you just don't have the 3rd water, but your stockpile's full.
Yeah, you don't want to get into that situation. So that's kind of the beauty of the challenge. Okay, so that's down. Like that's my go complete.
Okay, so my water moves up, my food moves up.
It's always nice to have 3 things moving at one time.
I know, it's lovely. And I think now is a good time to raid.
And hopefully your raid goes better than mine did.
2.
Marginally.
No, it is the same. It is no different. Okay, so my deliberation on whether this is an honesty or a lie. I mean, it's very like if it's 2 water, it basically guarantees you that project, and like catapults you into the lead. I'm just, if that is 2 water and you just beat me by a turn to do it, that would be frustrating because all my resources would then be aligning for a mission which is not there. I know this is in the background, which is quite handy actually. Which means that
Trying to work it out.
if you're lying and I check it, I basically get my check marker back. If you're honest and it moves there, and you still need to get 1 water in, And maybe the water in there is the bluff. So because that mission's on the table, the thing I'm missing is titanium. And if you complete that, you can't complete that. And because you're on 0, even if it's 2 resources and we're tied, then using the check, I think I almost have a free pass. Because even if you're bluffing, you're going to just give me an extra check and I won't have used one. So I'm going to double down my strategy, which is just to get a titanium over the line. And
didn't you raid? I thought you raided already.
oh yeah, sorry,
I thought
my
you were
bad.
just deciding if you were gonna
My bad.
inspect it or not.
Yeah, I think you are correct. I did raid, and I've just spoken out all my thoughts in my head. So I'm not going to inspect it, and it is your turn, sir.
Okay. Still let you do the honors.
I think it's a
Oh no. I just got disconnected from the server. How
what a
convenient.
what a
Cliffhanger.
cliffhanger! What a cliffhanger!
I don't know why that happened. That's weird. It just kicked me back out to the lobby. Let's spin it up again. Should be able to load it right where it was. Annoyingly, it's going to have that scripting on. I need to find a way to get rid of that if something like this happens, like if you're loading a save file. So we'll just have to play with that in the corner of the screen, fortunately. Sorry about that. I will get us back into the position where you're about to flip.
That's a hilarious cliffhanger. We didn't even script that.
No, we should have just ended there and picked it up tomorrow or something. Keep everyone guessing.
Okay.
You've got all the resources in your hand as you should.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Need to get rid of the Smugglers of Kaimas on the screen.
I've just moved it to the side, like in the corner. We can't close it. I don't know, on your screen, you may have to just push it to the far left or far right corner.
Interesting. There's another good thing out of this, in that our scripting needs an X in the corner that you can close.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like when you load a save file, it needs to know that it's a save file and you don't need to go through those steps again. So we could even just have an option like, is this a save file? Yes, then ignore. I think we did that on Lander.
Yeah.
We were scripting that. But
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so
back
flip
to
away,
the
sir.
cliffhanger.
Ah.
I think you've bluffed me. No, you're honest. I
No,
called it that you were honest turns and turns ago.
Yeah, you've been on the ball the whole game. You haven't misused a check yet. So good on you. And I mean, if I lose, it's going to be because you were correctly picking these things up. And I was not. And I'm also struggling to put these in cool order. Okay.
And don't forget that your titanium moves up.
Yep. Is it there? So no belt cards changed because we're still operating at the 3 level. So that's all good. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? So on your next turn, you're gonna get at least 1 water, plus you're gonna get 3 food. If you've smuggled, it'll be kind of that same situation we just went through. If you hit a food into there and a water, that would just be a great play. Could do it all with that. Feels like a stretch, but would be really cool if you did that. considering you've got the water coming. Feels unlikely. Hmm. I think I'm gonna sabotage.
Oh, an interesting play. Didn't come. 10 standoffs.
Hey,
How can this guy? It's like a
this guy hits
hit,
every shot.
heavy hit after heavy hit. Oh my goodness me! You got the water. Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
you love this game for the bluffing. I love it for the pusher luck and the risk reward. And we can see those are playing out in real time right now.
So it's such a good play. I mean, you've literally rolled 2 for 2 on a
Mm-hmm.
1/3 chance.
So,
That's unlikely.
and now I don't have to even use a check on this because there's no way, even if you've bluffed something in there, that combined with that would allow you to do that. Now it may, if you bluffed something, it'll give you the Master Smuggler, but yeah, it's not like, yeah. Okay, nice. It's even better too because it means I save a turn on the checkpoint.
Indeed.
Thank you, honest traveler. I mean, to be fair, we've both been very honest this game. It's only been one lie.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the thing. Like even in a game where no one's lying, there's still always the tension of it could be lying, which is part of the fun.
Well, it's trying to get to a position where you can almost give your opponent like no choice.
Mm-hmm.
And as we approach the end game, it's sort of like playing out to there, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
okay.
Just a backer check. We're up to 23 backers.
Very nice.
Might be another one or two since we started. I don't know. So yeah, your go.
So I remembered what I was going to do in the turn that I
Told the world.
yeah.
Okay, so you approach the checkpoint. That's your turn done?
Yep.
Okay.
This is a bluff.
Boom, 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 boom. I was going to put 3 in, and then I was just afraid that was going to clog the inventory. Or sorry, the stockpile. So I just went with. But hey, it's nice to be on the board. 1.
Indeed.
And because I lied, we go back up here, and the belt length extends again. And this guy goes back.
So
now it's my
sounds your
turn.
turn. Yeah. It's like a mighty fine time to do it.
I mean, it would, I think, behoove me to do this one. Although, in doing that, you still need this titanium to come through, so you're still a little ways off there. So I will do it because you could sabotage me. So I just don't want to leave those resources lying around, and my stockpile's almost full. So
you've got 1 sabotage left. And I'm almost feeling like you're guaranteed to hit. The way you've been rolling those rolls.
Rolling.
6 points plays 3.
So the reward. Oh, sorry. So first we got to bring this down. Ooh,
a lot of energy and food.
Yeah, interesting. So the reward here is you can add one
Any
shipment at
three.
the cave of up to any 3 resources, which is really cool. And it used to be that you could just move a shipment in the cave along one, but I like this more because then it doesn't penalize you if you don't have anything in the cave, and it gives you that extra flexibility. Now, I maybe haven't played that as well. now that I'm looking at what I've got in my hand and what's in my stockpile, I see I've made a grave mistake. But
Do you have an empty cargo container?
no.
Well,
Gonna
you
regret
can
this.
just put them all in and deal with it later.
So it says up to any 3 resources. So you
Yep.
could, in theory, you could just put 1 resource, right?
Correct.
Which is a unique thing because normally you would have to put in more than
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I will put in 2 resources.
Oh, very nice.
So now we roll for the project impact. Oh,
Another one.
Wah, wah, wah.
Interesting.
I mean, we were
We're
only
down on
1 food.
one food.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got an energy. We've got a water. We've got a titanium. So food's still low.
More people wanting food. Okay, we haven't seen a project impact card this game. Disappointing. So that moves up, and that moves up. Super close to potentially doing that. So I am going to take this opportunity to
Raid.
Yeah, I think raid is looking good. Or just 3 from that. It's all about just being a turn in front of your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So just thinking about what's in here and what I need for that one. That 3 water, 3 food. The titanium does the project. Energy, water. So it just looks like a great time to just get another resource in as a turn extra.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of raiding, my decision will be to approach checkpoint.
Ooh, it's interesting. Nice. I go. So titanium moves up, and I'm going to raid. Oh man, the raids have not been in my favor.
Just let the GCC are onto us.
They just won't let me be. Oh man.
Could have got in the separatist stores, man.
Could have, but I mean, I think when the raid is at that stage,
Yeah, you
it's
have
better
to.
value
Yeah,
because the midpoint is 4. So although
yeah.
you're not getting what you want, like especially when you don't have many cards in your inventory, you just want to get like more is more at that point.
So this water comes in,
Nicely done.
and I am going to take this opportunity to raid the shit out of this. Come on, loads of resources. Fuck! Okay then. Well, I'll take 3. It's better than a slap in the face.
My rating has been bad to quite bad. Now the question is, could I pull off a 3rd sabotage?
I certainly hope not.
It's funny because my raid rolls are bad, but my sabotage rolls are
they're
always great.
they are
Yeah,
on
my
point.
raid rolls and my project impact rolls. So I've
Mhm.
staggered it. The one things that don't matter as much get bad rolls. The one thing that you have to have high rolls and to start the game to go first. Those are the only times I've rolled anything remotely high in this game. Um,
Roll low, roll low.
I mean it's great value if you can hit it.
It's a great swing.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a great play as well because if it hits, you can guarantee I can't do the mission. So that's really what the role is worth,
Mhm.
which is such a such a pain in the ass when it lands.
But at the
But
same
again,
time, it's not. I mean, it's helping me marginally, but it's. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sabotage.
roll low, roll low. Come on. You can't land 3 sabotage rolls in a row. Roll it low, roll it low. No way!
Oh man.
I mean, I could argue that's on a slant, so it doesn't count.
Oh well. If
I'm
we
gonna
hover over it,
I'm
it
gonna
says it's a 6. So
I'm gonna say it's a 6. I can't
well,
believe you landed 3 sabotage rolls in a row.
oh man, heart's beating.
Palpitations. At least you can't sabotage me again. That's all I'm saying.
Oh. So if I hit your food, stops this from happening, unless you've smuggled the food under there. And this one you've still got over here.
Well, that needs all
It's
the
not
energy.
possible. Yeah, that's the one that's coming here. So if I logic that out, then I have to hit the food. 'Cause there's nothing that requires that much water.
Such a play because what are the chances that you literally get 3 in a row?
I don't know.
It's, it's 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not
It's
very
quite.
high.
It's not very high.
I'm not good in math, but just for the sake of argument, 1 divided by 3, we all know that. Divided by 3, say a 4% chance.
Oh, there you go. If you win this game, you won on a 4% chance with your dice rolls.
I know that doesn't give you any solace because that's why you hate dice rolling games.
um,
So I have to just sort of just have to decide if I'm going to inspect that. Uh, it's going to go under the radar because it's like, oh, you just drop the 1 titanium, you do the thing, and you would have had 2 spots there, and I just feel like you would have tried to fill that second spot with 1, which would then have given you that. There would have been 3 there, and 3 there, and 3 there, and you'd only be 1 away. So I'm going to actually inspect it. Um, More to protect against master smuggler rather than to protect against the project being completed. Yeah, there it was.
nailed it. Into the bin. There you go.
That was a turn of events.
Wow. So it just looks like I was coming in for a great play there. My energy moves up. Oh, and
Also
also the
moves up.
master smuggler moves up as well.
Checkpoint room, yeah.
Um, so yeah, real turn of events. radically changed my game. I think I will raid. Off the table
Oh,
we go.
stayed
Oh
on.
no,
3.
it's 3. Not a great raid,
Yay.
but better than nothing.
We've seen worse on virtually every other raid. Okay, so that's your turn complete.
Yep.
So cave people move up into position. I'm going to. Seems so silly not to raid when you've got such a good, like, you're guaranteed to get more than 2. I've just had the worst luck with everything I've pulled. It's been not what I want. So I'm really tempted to just get 2 of what I want rather than risk it with the raid. But then I can see there's also only 6 cards left, so maybe all the things I've been wanting are there. Hard to say. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get something on the belt. Yeah, I'm gonna get something on the belt first. And here we go.
So the resources in my stockpile do not align with any of the projects. I've used my pipeline project reserve, and I feel like I'm in a really difficult position right now, which I've put myself in. Um, so
this comes through, right?
yeah, that comes through. So what am I going to do? Right, so that's coming through.
Ooh, big play. It's worth 3 points.
It is
It's a
worth 3
huge play.
points. So
Take your chip, my good man.
we have scored at 6 each. Mine is a shaky 6, and I've basically filled my stockpile with the wrong resources.
But it was worth the 3 points.
Just to get the 3 points. I was hoping that the titanium would pass through, and then I would be on 9.
Yeah, that was my fear.
So if I'd have done that honestly, then you might have checked this one. So right, how do I pivot from here? The most
Looks like you
amazing,
need titanium.
yeah, the most amazing thing is I can't even
Pick off a low one.
yeah, I can't even get. Oh, I was just dishonest. So we all get a check back.
Hey.
So I'll go up to 4. You are up to 2. And we shoot round, and then we're back to 2 on the track length. So just feel like I need to realign this. What is going on? What is going on?
What's going on?
Right, are you able? Is it possible? That's 2, so you'd have 4 titanium. If I just, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Oh, by the way, when I was dishonest twice before, I had those in my hand.
Yep.
So I'm putting those out of my hand to then put them
back up.
back in to signpost that I'm approaching the checkpoint.
Nice. So that's your turn.
Yep.
Up there. Cave people. Come on through. Can't put anything on the belt. Don't want to put anything there. Rating is mid value. So I think I'll just take them from stores. So I'll take water and I'll take a food.
Hmm.
Your turn.
Throw in a marker on that.
Makes sense. I mean, you just got the free one, so.
Putting that up. And I'm going to roll a sabotage attempt. Come on.
3.
No. And the key thing here is that you don't use the marker until the action lands. So I wasted a turn there.
It's a good play, though.
I was hopeful.
So we go to the inspection room.
Oh, he's bluffed me. I really felt like that food wasn't really necessarily doing anything for you. And there was a resource under it, which was.
Because I was honest, this comes down here, this comes down here. Raids are awful again. And I think I'll approach the checkpoint.
You will.
Carefully here. Now I too have to think carefully on this guy because, again, logic would have it you're just filling that one slot with 1 titanium. You can't really do anything, not even this one. So that would seem peculiar. So based on that, I'm going to check it. I feel like you probably just stacked a bunch of titanium in there just so you can burn out stuff in your hand. Or maybe you use that logic against me. Yes. I feel like we both just got a free check and we both just used them right away. Well done. It's my opportunity to get back in the check race.
So I was honest. So we move further in this direction.
Oh no.
And knowing that, my my next play is the one to really mess with your head. Have I smuggled, or have I not smuggled?
It's a great question, an age-old question.
You've only got one turn to deliberate.
Yeah, but first mine comes through, so yeah.
So yeah, inspection marker wise,
Are you using an inspection marker?
I didn't put it down in time. So if you've smuggled through, I didn't.
Well, we haven't flipped anything, so if you're going to use it, you can use it. If not, don't want any asterisks.
Yeah, I'm going to let it pass.
Yeah.
I think it's a smuggle actually, but I'm going to let it pass just because I am wary of just using my inspect cargo markers. So my decision making is I'm more wary of using my inspect cargo markers, and even at a 3, it ties us. So with you on 1 and me on 3, I feel like I'm in a more powerful position to then just, as we approach the end game, even if you sort of eclipse me, I can just put everything on the belt and have more markers against you. So that's my whole logic. So even if this is a bluff, I'm still happy with having 3.
Okay. Well, now that you've worked that out.
What a bluff. Saved the marker.
And as a result, we now are going to get attacked by the GCC. Thanks. Thanks a lot. There's my low roll.
Another 1.
Right
It's a
on.
stockpile hit.
Wow. I guess I'm going to have to burn some of this titanium.
Wow. I guess what I'm going to burn. Is it the water I don't need?
Okay, so that's been resolved. I come back here. That means the belt goes up. And I bought myself another turn to think about what's happening. And
I love that the Separatist stores is out of food.
yeah,
Just makes the end game that much more punishing when you just need a simple 1-star to win, and you just can't get the thing you need.
it's true.
Which makes you then immediately think, well, I need to plan ahead for the lack of easily getting it.
It's a battle. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the stores to get 2 resources. I'll get a water, and I'll get a energy.
Nicely played. Can see what you're going for. So this moves up. And then for my turn,
What's he thinking? Is he raiding? Is he sabotaging? Is he trying to collect some resources? Maybe he has enough to go in the cave. I mean, he could do a lot of things.
I think a sabotage is
It's always a good time for sabotage.
got to that point in the game where trying to plan the number of turns to the end game. I really think that the risk of not rolling the sabotage is, well, I guess the reward of rolling the sabotage is now worth the potential loss of the turn. So I am going to roll a 6. I'm going to roll a 6. I'm going to roll a 6.
Power of positive thinking. Nicely done. going to be?
I'm going to take a titanium.
Can't say that was surprising.
And it is your go, sir.
Well, I think my luck here has run out. Yeah.
I think for anyone watching the video, we've gone awful quiet in this
Yeah,
this
you get to
this
that part where you start thinking.
tense end game.
Okay.
Maybe you
Yeah,
should just discuss your thoughts out loud.
wow. Yeah, screw it. I'm just going to do this one. It's one pointer, the old mobile laboratory. So there's my 3 resources.
Takes you to 7. And all players have to lose
There's a resource from their
stockpile.
All opponents.
Yep. All opponents. Yep. Hang on. So we just bring this down first.
Yep. So then once you've subtracted yours from your stockpile, then roll the die.
So amazingly, I'm going to subtract the titanium I just stole. So it was quite lucky that landed at exactly that moment.
And presumably you would have had to pitch resources anyway when this comes in, so it was probably always going to get tossed.
Yep.
But a 4, that's a little different. All players draw 1 resource from separatist stores. Cool.
Nice. I'll take. Oh,
So,
you take first.
yeah, sorry.
Oh, there's 3 of each.
Yeah, I'll take a water.
Take it.
Okay, so now it's your turn.
Okay, so this is going to go forward.
Yep. Assume you're lying, but well, glad I didn't use my last check on that.
Yeah.
So you were honest, so this comes down.
Yep.
This comes down. And then you can do your pointer takes you to 9, including the 3 from the master smuggler.
1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3.
Well deserved. You worked hard for that. I tried my best to foil you with my sabotaging, but
It's taken me many, many turns to get there, but I did get there in the end. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
It's nice to know there's a good moral to this game of smuggling and lying. So this one comes down. Oh.
Yep.
Oof.
I get my my reward, 3 from the raid deck.
And then you get to roll the die.
5. Oh, I really want to roll a 5 or a 6 just so we can see a project impact.
That would be nice.
Oh, come on.
It's not meant to be.
No,
But we
not this
could
game.
we could use with replenishing this, so that's not the worst thing.
Oh, it's the last 3 in the deck as well.
Fitting.
Titanium. Food.
Hey,
And a water.
nice.
And it is your go, sir.
Hmm. Um, what are we gonna do here? In a bit of a pickle.
Care to smuggle?
It's always that option.
I mean, it is.
It
It's
is the
not the.
smugglers of Kaimas. It's
It
not
is
the
the.
cave people of Kaimas. When you put it that way. Yeah. Okay. I will smuggle. Actually. And that's my go.
Nice. I am going to use one of my 3 markers on that.
Naturally.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Can you pick that whole shipment back up into your hand? I'm going to look away
Oh, okay.
because it's messed up. I haven't seen what it is. I've only seen a card back. So that's kind of cool, but I don't want it to.
Appreciate that. Okay, so it's back on there.
Okay, I'm
It'd be funny if I
back.
put a different resource on top. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm checking that anyway because I've got 3 markers
it makes
left
sense.
for the end game.
That's what I would do.
I am approaching the checkpoint and do that, and it's you'll go again, sir.
Yep. So this gets checked. You to do the honors there.
Oh, he
It's
was
a
smuggling,
blatant smuggle.
so they get discarded.
This goes up.
Goes up. Top cards change.
Yep.
I go.
Oh, sorry, that was just the beginning of my turn.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna approach the checkpoint again.
Oh, just trying to burn all these markers out of my hand.
And it's your go. Your thing moves up here.
Just gonna check it.
Yep.
So that moves up there. I'm gonna put 3 food in the cave.
Nice.
Well, it's important to feed the cave people.
You always want to feed the cave people.
Yep. Your turn.
There's nothing I can do at this point. So yeah, that moves up. Yeah, I mean, I think my game is over now, so I'll just raid. Yep, it's the way this game has gone. So I get big 2 resources. Now I'll have to flip this, shuffle it. There's a belt card in here somehow. I'm taking my resources. It's your go.
So you didn't check it. Could have used your last check. Was honest.
Yeah, because you've got what you need to win the game now.
So there was no point putting that in jeopardy, because you might have just thrown your last marker down because it was the end game.
Yep.
There is the 1 pointer. There's the energy and the water. 10 points, and that's the game.
It's nicely played. Nicely played.
So I think that was quite a nice showcase of the game, because we went up and down this track quite well. We saw 3 sabotages land in a row,
Kept
which
me on life support despite my horrible table or player reading, I should say.
yeah. And I ended the game on 1 inspect cargo marker, as did you. But I didn't land a sabotage in that
No,
game.
you did. Oh,
sorry, I just didn't lose the marker. You're right. I landed the titanium. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got to a point where I thought if I get, because usually we don't try to do this the lower point ones. You want to do, the more efficient ones resource wise. But I looked at that. I'm like, well, I hit you for 1, so you're losing turns for that, and it gets me to 7. Then I can just focus on trying to steal back the master smuggler, because there's nothing you can do. If I get that, I win the game.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got that 7th point, then I just started throwing down everything I could into smugglers. Like here, there's 2 others in there as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you were just too far ahead there, and I'd run out of turns. So it just and I mean, you'd been very judicious about your use of your checks. So I mean, it is that really is the game. If you control your inspect cargo markers and you're ahead of the other players, you're in control. And so I think, although at points we were tied or I was a bit ahead, because you had more markers there, ultimately you were in a stronger position. And really that came down to the fact that you knew when to call my bluff and when not to. And early on, I burned 2 when you were being honest. So, I mean, that's, we talk about this game like basically three aspects, right? It's bluffing, it's push your luck, and it's resource management / set collection, I guess. And I think this game really showed or highlighted that, because you were all about knowing when to bluff and when to bait and work out that double and triple bluffing better than I did. So you won on that aspect. I won on the risk versus reward with the sabotage hits. And then, the set collection and resource management, we were fairly even, I think. I'd say you did a little bit better job than I did. That's why I was in a position where I had to sabotage you several times, because you perfectly planned it with everything coming together at the same time from the cave and from the checkpoint. So yeah, I feel like you played a better game on a couple of those fronts. And although I was fortunate to land those sabotages, it ultimately couldn't overcome a weaker game on my part. So I'm shaking your virtual hand, sir. That was well done.
Virtual handshake.
It's like virtual pointing at each other, but yeah, well played.
What I think was a bit of a shame in that game is that we never saw a Project Impact card. So even though the game is over, I had to complete a mission, and I'm just going to assume that I rolled a 5, and we can see the impact that would have had on the game. That all missions, all projects, would be -1. So
Yeah, so this would have only been 2 food to do, which ironically I have in my stockpile. So
yeah, so they're really interestingly game changing, and maybe we play another game and we see several of those, because our dice rolls are better when we roll here. So
yeah. Although I would say in this game we did come to the separatist stores a lot, so the fact that some of those rolls replenished this,
that was
worked pretty well. So we didn't really have a surplus here, and in some cases we completely depleted the decks, which is that idea that you want scarcity in all elements of the game. So, and you want to have that dynamic where it gets low and then it naturally refills. So I thought that was a fun aspect in this playthrough.
And I guess another point from mine is that I reserved this project thinking it would really mess your game up, to try and take it out from underneath you. But the project behind it actually was equally favorable.
Yeah.
And it's been a hindrance my whole game. I really felt like I messed up the use of using the reserve pipeline project aggressively because my resources just didn't align with it ever. The resources I drew, and so on and so forth. So having that, my learning from the game is maybe because I did that quite early game.
Hmm.
Maybe just let you do it and use this as maybe more of a benefit for myself,
Yep.
because there was several moments there where I had, where you sabotaged and then I was really locked. I couldn't pivot into the pipeline projects. So it maybe took me like another, I don't know how many turns it was, maybe 5 to 8 turns to get back to do this mission. So that's I think a takeaway that I've taken from this game. But maybe in another game it would pan out better, but I think that's what I've learned here so far in like my understanding.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. Um, Conscious of time. I know we've been on the video for a while because we were talking through all our moves, so it took obviously a lot longer to go through than if we're playing in real life. I just did a backer check. We're up to 24 backers, so we've added a few during the course of this play, so that's exciting. We're almost 400% funded. I know it's a small goal, but still great to see the support from the community. It's great to have some new backers joining us, and yeah, look forward to doing more updates and sharing more about the game and the broader Kaimas universe as we proceed over the next few weeks of the campaign.
Yeah,
Shall
Brill.
we?
So thanks everyone for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and we will see you next time. Happy smuggling.
Yeah, happy smuggling. Thanks, guys.